Okay.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm doing
Yeah.
well. Still in this search, and the last conversation we had about 6 months was very, very useful. And I've gotten, I guess, to the point of realizing, or at least mentally, that, anything that I can observe is not me, right? And that includes the sense of me, right? So anything that I can observe, including the me, is a thought which I can observe, and therefore there is an awareness which has no content, which is able to observe the content, including the I thought or including the me thought. But where I am still stuck is that even though I intellectually know that, and even though experientially I know what you've said, that thoughts are just deaf, dumb, and blind and cannot see themselves, that there is something there that is observing. There is I'm not identified with the observer. You see, I'm not identified with the observing of the thoughts. I'm still the thoughts. So even though I know it makes sense, I haven't switched the identity from the stream of thoughts to the observation of them. And I don't even know if that's even possible, because it has no content, as you say. And even a sensation is something, even a sense of being is still a sense. Even if I say, like, I am, and I sense my I amness, there is still a sense of I amness. So there must be something that is sensing the I amness. So I'm a little stuck with switching the identity to the observation, given that this observation or the seer has no qualities and has no content, and it's just, as you say in some of your videos, outside the bubble.
So when I say you're not the thinker, who am I saying that to?
When you say you're not the thinker,
who am I saying that to?
I don't know. It just goes into like a sense of universe, like a deeper insight. Like, it's not to a thought, because thoughts are dumb, deaf, and blind, right? It's not to a thought. It's to something that I don't know.
Now, this teaching is called non-duality. Okay? One without a second, or third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. Yeah. They say one without a second because one implies two. Right. So even when we say one dualistically, it's still not that. Do you understand? Okay. Now, having said that, if there is only one, one's responsible for all.
Right. There's just all.
And responsible for all.
Right.
Or you could say one is all.
One is all. There's no one. There's just all.
All. Right. So there's just all. Okay?
All.
Good. So when I say you're not the thinker, who am I saying that to?
To all.
Am I? Who's responsible for the thoughts? If you've identified that me is not responsible for the thinking, something has to be.
Right.
Yeah, it's not, and it's not like the thoughts are all random and chaotic. There's a pattern to them, isn't there? I was born such and such a year, and my parents were blah, and my first school was blah, and my second school was blah, and my first girlfriend was blah. There's a pattern to it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not chaotic
Yeah.
and all over the
Yeah,
place.
there's a pattern which we as humans think is based on our experience and conditioning and all that, right?
Yeah. Now, so when I say you're not the thinker, who am I saying that to?
You're saying that you're saying that to the thoughts themselves,
Yeah,
right?
I'm saying that to the character, aren't I?
Yeah.
The seeming character that believes it is the thinker.
Right.
that believes it is the doer, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, so the character can't think, the character is the thinking.
Right. The character is a stream of thoughts.
Thoughts, right. Okay. So firstly, we've got to get through to the character, yeah, via thoughts, yeah, that there is no character. We can only do that using thoughts. Why? Because the character is thoughts.
Right.
Do you understand? Right. So, you know, the truth is, the absolute truth is, you, and when I say you, I'm not referring to the character, you are the thinker.
You are the thinker, right? Because the thinking has to come out of somewhere, right?
Hello.
I mean, the thinking has to come out of somewhere, and thoughts cannot create the thinking because thoughts are deaf, dumb, and blind. So they have to come out of somewhere.
Somewhere.
So
Like,
you.
all we usually say is thoughts arise. Okay, yeah, that's good. Where are they coming from? Who's the thinker? Because there is some form of intelligence around the thoughts, in that there's a pattern to it.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, okay. So you understand the me is a character that's created via the illusion of thoughts. Good. And I also believe you understand that the me character can't see, hear, taste, touch, or smell. Yeah. I also believe that you understand that the me character is not conscious and is not aware.
Yes.
Effectively, it may as well be Donald Duck. Yeah. Now, imagine Donald Duck, and I'm sitting there having a conversation with Donald Duck, trying to convince Donald Duck that he's not real. And Donald Duck is arguing with me, saying, yes, I am. I've got arms, I've got legs, I've got a beak, and I'm even speaking to you right now, says Donald Duck. Yeah? No awareness at all that he's being spoken. None. It's being spoken. Okay? Now, this character, this me character that we take ourselves to be, we actually believe we are the speaker. I'm speaking. When we say I'm, who are we referring to? Me. Me, I'm speaking. Yeah. Now, there's no difference between speaking and thoughts. Bob, my teacher, would say, speaking is only verbalized thoughts.
Right.
They're the same thing, though, right? So if you're not the speaker, the thinker, you're not the speaker either. Now, again, we're referring to the character.
Right.
You understand? Now, and here's the funny thing, you know, what the character is seeking is the capacity to be here.
I'm not getting that. But the character is seeking.
What the character is seemingly seeking,
Right.
is the capacity to be here. Is a Donald Duck character here?
Not in reality.
No. Is it alive?
No.
Donald Duck? No. Does Donald Duck experience being, consciousness, awareness? Can Donald Duck see, hear, taste, touch, smell?
No.
No. That's the me character is exactly the same. So what's being sought, this whole journey, what's being sought is this. Can you see me?
Can I see you right now? Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But Fernando can't see.
Mm-hmm.
Are you aware of me right now?
Yes.
Yeah. But Fernando can't be aware.
Right.
Are you conscious of me right now? You go, yeah.
Yeah.
I am. Well, the Fernando character is not conscious.
Yeah.
Can you hear me right now? And you'll say, yes, I can hear you. Well, the
Yeah.
Fernando character can't hear.
Yeah.
What do you think it is that's being sought?
Uh-huh. So the whole thing is just this awareness or whatever, that just projecting all of it. That's it. It's just projecting the Fernando character. It's projecting Terry in front of me. It's projecting everything.
Yeah, via dualistic thoughts, via the sixth sense. See, if the fifth sense wasn't there, let's say the seeing is the fifth sense for argument's sake. Yeah. If there was no seeing, we'd just be stumbling around in the dark, wouldn't we?
Right.
There'd be no, you sitting there and me sitting here and me aware that you've got a beard and you aware that I'm wearing glasses, and we couldn't see. Wouldn't be able to see. Do you understand? Yeah. Same with the sixth sense, being the thinking sense. Without that, what would there be?
Nothing.
Go there.
There would be absolutely nothing.
Good. Go there. My teacher would say, you are that no thing. It's only thoughts that creates things. And that in itself is an illusion. There are no things. It is all one. Yeah. So
wow.
That's the great joke, What you're seeking, you already are. What you're seeking is already here. You cannot lose this. It's just that at some point, Fernando, it usually happens around the age of 2-3 years of age, yeah? Thoughts, only thoughts, start saying, Terry is here. And Terry sees, tastes, touches, and smells. Terry is aware, and Terry is conscious. I have a center, and I have a boundary. Outside of my skin, everything's not me. Thoughts, it's only thoughts that says that. False identification.
Do you have a sense that you are that which is creating everything, or do you have a sense that there is actually absolutely nothing?
Both. I am everything and I am nothing. I am everything, which doesn't leave any room for a thing. Yeah? So I am no thing in particular. if you like, if that helps.
Yeah.
I'm no thing in particular. No thing, nothing, no thing in particular. It's only the mind that creates things.
Wow.
What's a tree without the label tree?
It's a thought. The tree is a thought.
So it's the universe.
So you're no thing in particular because you're manifesting the whole thing.
Hello.
But none of it is real because it's just thought, right?
And
wow.
Thought, and even that thought is limited. It only works dualistically. Thought can't be non-dual. Thought by nature vibrates. It's very nature. Hot, cold, this, that, here, there, me, you, up, down, right, wrong, love, hate, but. That's all thought can do.
Wow.
See, even for thought to think it knows love, it needs the opposite reference point, hate.
Right. It needs the opposite to exist.
Yeah.
It needs it's relative. I mean, it's all relative.
Yes. So it's not that thought's the enemy. It's not. Bob would say, thought makes a wonderful servant, but a disastrous master.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now, once you know Father Christmas isn't real, it's over for Father Christmas, isn't it? From that point forward, it's a guy in a suit.
Right.
Right? And it's actually your parents that buy the presents and
Right.
Now, once you know that, can you slip back into believing that, oh, no, Father Christmas is real?
No, you're done with it.
You're done with it. Right? Like completely done with it.
Completely done with it.
Good. So coming to see the me character is the same. Once you know, you know.
I guess I'm still stuck in that place where I understand it, but I haven't seen it to that extent, like seeing that Santa Claus is not real.
Yeah, but you are it. How do you see it? See what the mind is doing? It's still looking and expecting an experience. Or do you understand? You are already this, and it's only the mind saying otherwise. Who gives a shit what it says? It's not about you. The problem with the mind is we take it personally. Oh, the mind's all about me. Yeah, it is all about the me. But it's not about you.
Does it help?
Separate out. Separate right out. Separate out. You're not in there. You're not in there. The character that the mind has created, the Fernando character that the mind has created, has got zero to do with you that's sitting there right now and can see me and hear me. Nothing to do with it. It's just that, like I said a moment ago, somewhere around the age of 2-3 years of age, the mind started saying, I am here, and as in Fernando is here. No, that's false. That's not true. And then from that point forward, what is it that then believes I am here? What? What would believe that I am here? What?
The Fernando character.
The mind again.
Yeah.
It's just another pattern of thoughts that comes up and believes it. But it's just all thoughts. The whole show is thoughts. That your understanding of the universe is based on thoughts. Now, if I asked you, is there a universe out there? You'd go, yeah. You would. Now, look at the tiny piece of information that you have of the universe, and yet you're saying, yep, there's a universe out there. Based on what knowledge? Look at how tiny it is. What do you know of the universe? Honestly, compared to the universe.
Yeah.
What do we know? Fuck all. Tiny.
Yeah.
We're told this and we're told that and we believe this. Oh, there was a big bang and we believe that. And fuck. And then from there we go, yep, there's a universe out there.
Yeah. And we assume that if we don't know it, somebody else knows it, you know, but.
Yeah, but even if someone else, the universe is still created. Like, without a word, what universe?
Yeah.
Really? Without a word, what Fernando?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get you to see that it's the sixth sense that creates the illusion of Maya. The illusion. Look, a physicist will tell you all day till he's blue in the face that mobile phone isn't solid. Yet, with the senses that we have, right, we would go, yes, it is. That's solid. I can even feel like that's solid. A physicist will tell you it's not. It's empty space. It appears to be solid with the limitation of the senses that we have. Do you understand?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, if they weren't limited, let's say we could see that everything was just space. What objects would there be? Then?
Nothing.
Yeah, just be space.
Right.
You know? Yeah. So that's needed. The limitation is needed to have this seeming experience.
Right.
But I can tell you straight up, what we take to be a tree is not a tree.
Yeah.
It's not. It's just a name. It's just a label. Yeah. And as you identified earlier, because thoughts can't experience anything, yeah. Like, let's look at a thought, yeah. I fell over 10 years ago. I was skiing and I broke my leg. Okay. What's the experience?
The experience is a sensation.
Yeah, yeah, we would probably say, if we really narrowed it down, the experience was pain. That was the experience. Okay? Now, good. Now, what does that experience say about the experience?
Nothing.
Nothing. Like, not a thing.
No, because the pain is the thought. It can't. It's not. It's like you say, deaf, dumb, and blind, right?
Good.
It can't. Doesn't think.
Good. So it's not the thought that experiences pain, is it?
No.
No, right? But what does thought do? It makes up a story about the situation and what happened and all this, big story about the pain, yeah? And it'll extrapolate out from that, what am I going to do for work tomorrow? I won't be able to work. I've got a broken leg. A big story, yeah?
Right.
Good. And then from that point forward, the mind takes the story to be the experience. That's all it can do. And voila, trauma is created. Right. And now trauma is imagined.
Right.
It's totally
Oh.
imagined. Trauma is imagined. What is the, let's say there, if we use dualistic language, let's say there was a traumatic experience. What does the experience say about the experience? Nothing. Not a thing. You burn your hand on a hot stove. Yeah. The experience happens here. What does this say about the experience? Nothing. Not a thing. Zero. Then the mind steps in and makes up a story about this. Yeah. And because the mind can't experience that from that point forward, it takes the story that it created to be the experience.
Mm-hmm.
Now look back on your life.
Mm-hmm.
Look back on your own backstory.
Mm-hmm.
Look back on your own backstory. Yeah.
Huh?
And tell me what I just said isn't true. Let's say you could recall something now that you regret.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, some experience happened, some sort of thing happened. Yeah, and you recall something that you regret happened or occurred. Yeah, that was about an experience, wasn't it?
Yes.
Good. Is the story about the experience the experience?
No.
No. So it's bullshit.
Yeah, it's not.
It's yeah. But I'm also trying to point out to you, that the mind does need to create some sort of a story for us to have some seeming existence here.
Yeah, judgment of everything that's happening.
Yeah, it's necessary.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine what it would be like if there was no thinking. There was only seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, and smelling. And not one single solitary. What would that experience be like?
It wouldn't.
Good. It wouldn't. It wouldn't. It's necessary.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's necessary. Yeah. Now, the only thing you and I are trying to work out with all of this, there's another story that's been created, and it's called the Fernando story.
Mm-hmm.
That too is just a story. Now, is the story about Fernando?
No.
It's not.
There's no Fernando.
Good. It's a story about a Fernando, right?
Yeah.
Good. Now, and where does the Fernando come from? What's that?
It's a 2-year-old illusion that
It's just another story, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got good. So you got a story about a story.
Mm-hmm.
Good. About another story, about another story, about another. That's what the mind does. It creates stories. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then what is it that believes it? Oh, another story.
Right.
Do you understand? There's no
Yeah.
person here. It's not a personal person here believing anything. Thoughts just arise. A thought might arise. Yes, I believe that. Whatever that is, right? I'm making it up, right? It's just a thought that arises.
But the crazy thing, and I know we're probably out of time, but the crazy thing is that those thoughts are coming out of somewhere. So the crazy thing is that story is coming out of somewhere that's not the story. That's the crazy thing. There
is a creator of that story.
Right.
The Fernando
story that's creating another story. It's
correct.
That there's something that is seeing the story and creating another story on that story. Everything is piling up, but it's not that the mind is creating the new story. The mind can't create anything, right? It's something that is creating it.
Very good. So the thoughts that are going to arise in your mind over the next 30 seconds, whatever they are, right? And the thoughts that are arising in the minds of the other 8 billion people on the planet at the moment over the next 30 seconds all come from source.
Yeah.
Now,
so it's crazy that source. Yeah, go ahead.
Now, if that didn't happen, what experience would there be for source?
Nothing.
Zero.
Yeah.
Zero. So what is it that's actually experiencing everything?
Source.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, once you can go beyond the belief that there is a me, that there is an individual here that has free will and so on and so on, and all you need to do is seek the truth of that, see whether that's true or not. It's just a fact-finding mission, right? Once you see that you're not the individual, yeah, that you don't have free will and you're not a person and your thoughts aren't all about you and blah. Once that is fully seen, you arrive at non-dual.
Mm-hmm.
Because the only thing that could see that and know that is the truth.
Right.
That's the only thing. You could know. Yeah.
Right.
So this whole elaborate game is nothing but a setup. So source, I'll go out on the limb here, you
Mm-hmm.
can experience life.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Yeah.
why? Why bother with all that? Why do all that? Yeah. The love to be.
Mm-hmm.
It's your primary love. It's your primary love. You'll kick and fight and fucking do whatever it is you have to do to stay alive if your life is threatened.
Right.
Now, some people call that survival.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you could call it that if you like. It's a love to be.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to be dead. You don't want to be dead. I want to be alive.
Right.
It's a love to be. So that the first primary pulse from that oneness, if you like, is the love to be. Now, that's conceptual. I'll acknowledge that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But you come to know that, and not dualistically. It's not a dualistic understanding. It's a direct experience. Direct. Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Terry.
Pleasure, my friend. Pleasure.
That was awesome.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
You know, look, I'll finish with this, yeah?
Yeah.
I don't have anything you don't already have. I don't. Yeah, I really don't. Yeah. I'm not anywhere you're not already.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, the only difference between you and I is your mind is saying there's a difference. That's the only difference. My mind isn't saying that.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Yeah?
Yeah.
That's the only difference. You think there's a difference. and I'm telling you, there's not.
Yeah.
There's not.
And we're even assuming there's two minds. Maybe
Correct.
there's no really two minds.
There's not. There is only one. There is only one mind. Yeah. What's speaking at the moment is one.
Right.
What's hearing at the moment is one. When you speak, it's one. When I'm hearing, it's one.
Yeah.
And it's only the mind that creates this big elaborate story and says otherwise.
Uh-huh.
And it's just a storyteller. Yeah, that's just the way the sixth sense operates. And without it, there'd be zero experience. Yeah, if not one single thought ever arose here ever again, I'd be sitting here like I had a lobotomy.
Yeah. Exactly.
Nothing. Like nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's a thought that says, I am here. That's it.
Yeah.
So it's useful. It's useful, but it makes a shit master and a beautiful servant. Boom. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just come to see that it's mind that's creating this whole, well, not mind per se, that's the creator, but I use that loosely. It's just thoughts.
Right.
that are creating the seeming everything.
Right.
Yeah. With a tiny, tiny amount of information.
Yeah.
How dare a thought say, oh, there's the universe out there, and I know there's a universe out there. How dare a thought say that? With what amount of information is it saying that?
Yeah.
You know, like, you look at the sky at night, the best you could say is, yeah, it's black and there's white spots everywhere. It's about it. That's about the best you can say.
Is there something out there without the interpretation of the mind? Like if my mind is blank at some point, not everything, I can't say there's a tree, I can't say there's this, but there is still colors and stuff.
Yeah, but that's an assumption right there.
Okay.
It's only an assumption.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, sure. But I mean, if there is no mind, surely the universe still is. That's the assumption.
Uh-huh.
What universe without mind?
Yeah.
Mind creates the seeming universe.
Right.
Yeah. Now, look, I'm not saying there's nothing there.
Uh-huh.
But what I am saying is what the mind says is there is not.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
It's wrong.
Yeah.
It's wrong.